Well, the Republican frustration with Donald Trump does seem to be getting to new heights, and some GOP leaders are scrambling to address his sinking poll numbers and reported low morale. Our weekend's political expert, Dr. Bart Rossi, he's here in the studio with more on this battle that's been brewing within the Republican Party. Glad you're here this morning. We are like in uncharted territory with this campaign, all these stories about the chaos, and then Trump is out there saying, you know, what are you talking about? It's everything's fine. We're as united as ever. What do you make of this? Where are we?
Well, first off, it's really not about Trump and Hillary anymore. It's really about Trump and the GOP. There's a story within the GOP, and he's basically fracturing the party, and he's saying things that are quite outlandish, and everybody recognizes it. My interest here as a psychologist is what's going to happen next week if these poll numbers are really bad for him? Will the GOP leave him? And what will he do with his personality? I mean, is he such a narcissist that he would actually leave and declare victory and then blame the media? Is that all possible? Very unlikely, I think. What psychologists would say is a low probability event.
There are stories to that effect.
But there are. I mean, we're actually talking about it or thinking about it. So that's how bizarre it is right now.
It is an interesting time. There are other candidates in the race, so let's talk about this, too, because CNN's Anderson Cooper just had a town hall meeting with the Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson and his running mate Bill Weld. So listen to their response about a question about wasting votes on a third party.
Well, a wasted vote is voting for somebody that you don't believe in. And if we're going to continue to vote for the lesser of two evils, that's still evil.
If we get in the debates, we're going to win this whole thing. If you want to waste your vote on Trump or Clinton, be our guest.
It's an interesting argument, but is it going to carry weight? Because there are so many folks who don't like either candidate and don't want to necessarily vote for those lesser of two evils to them.
Well, actually, if you listen carefully, it's very logical and sensible what they're saying. It does make good common sense. The problem, of course, is that, you know, there's a base in the Democratic Party, in the Republican Party, so what chance does a third party really have? That's a big question. I kind of like that there is a third party. I think it gives people an option. I have a feeling also that the third party could develop with this election. So maybe they're doing some good by pushing their agenda.
They don't have to get a lot of votes, third-party candidates, to make a difference if it's a close race. We've seen that happen before.
That's true, but it seems like they're pitching to both sides. They're probably, you know, getting some votes from the Democrats and the Republicans. But I kind of like the fact that they're there. I think it's good for the country.
Let's talk about some more of Donald Trump and John McCain. He did want to endorse him, and now McCain has responded some. So let's listen to Senator John McCain about this. We're not hearing anything there, so you can't hear anything about John McCain, but he said he would support the nominee of the party, so he's sort of pushing back against this notion of these non-endorsements from Donald Trump.
Well, it seems like McCain is on the fence here a little bit to me. It seems like he's kind of angry, really, but he doesn't want to take back his endorsement. I don't know what's going to happen, though. Like we said here, you know, the polls were silly last week. Now they're making more sense. Next week, maybe McCain will go in the direction of leaving Trump like everyone else might do. You know, there's a lot of people writing articles that the GOP leaders would be better leaving Trump because they will look better later. Could be.
Yeah, but we've got to worry about the now if you're a Republican Congress next year.
Right. The here and now is important, but a lot of these folks are thinking about the fact that if this is going to be a train wreck, they'd be better off moving on.
We'll see. Thanks, Dr. Rossi. Right back.